Yo, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to episode 3 of the Hyper Burning series. In today's video, we hit level 250. I do some cubing, and I also take you guys through which maps I think are best to train in from levels 230 all the way to 250. I'm also going to give you guys just my final thoughts on everything. I'm also going to go into the miso drop gear situation because I know people were kind of questioning, is it worth making it? Is it not worth? I'm going to run you guys through those numbers. Anyways, let's just get right into the video. So from 232 all the way to 241, I trained at SDH2. This map is actually really good for Jett, and I think any class can train at this map and pretty much full clear now, especially with Urda Fountain. If you guys don't know what that is, again, I said in the last video, you should be using that. It's a summon that almost one hits pretty much any map. You have to be a little bit funded, but it's really strong. It's super useful. It just helps training so much. As you guys can see, my rotation for this map was pretty straightforward. I would just stay on the right side, hit left, right, double jump up. It would clear the top, then I would jump left, clear the left side, and then I would put my bug at the bottom left as well. So pretty much I was full clearing this map the entire time. I was almost getting the max kill rate, which is really impressive, especially for Jett. Obviously, Urda Summon will go on the far right side, and leveling here was actually pretty smooth. Usually SDH2 is kind of sweaty, but off totem, this map is actually pretty relaxing once you get the rotation down. Obviously, every class is gonna vary, but for Jett, the rotation was pretty straightforward, pretty brain dead. If you are training a different class, I think that you'll be able to get this map down, just figure out some rotations, test some stuff, what works, what doesn't work. I was also pulling around 450 mil an hour here. That was just with WAP. For those of you who don't know what WAP is, that means Wealth Accusation Potion, and that gives an additional 20% miso and drop rate. If you guys aren't using WAPs and EXP accumulations, I would highly recommend getting them. It's pretty easy. Most bosses drop them, and it just helps training a lot. Also, this map does drop familiar cards, so if you were wanting to get fams, this map is probably the best bet for you to train all the way to 250. You are able to stay here till 250 if you wanted to. Definitely slows down a little bit. I would recommend moving, but if you want to stay here, you are more than welcome to. When I hit 240, I went to Final Edge of Light 6. Again, I was also full clearing this map. The rotation was pretty straightforward. I would just set up my Urda Summon on the top left, put my bug on the top right, and then just pretty much jump left and right at the bottom, moving up, waiting for that wave, hitting left, right, jumping down, jumping left, waiting for spawn, jumping right, going up. Pretty straightforward. The rotations on all these maps are pretty easy to get down. You just need to take a little bit of time to practice doing so. But I think Jett is especially good at a lot of these maps just because it does have 2 summons, and although the bug doesn't one-shot, it does hit 2 mobs at the same time, and it does do quite a bit of damage, so it definitely can clear mobs in its own little sector. I was getting around 16 to 17k mobs an hour here, which is again really good. I was getting almost 50% a WAP, I think, which is insane. That's 25% an hour. Those rates are just insane to me. I remember back in the day when I used to train at this level, I think I would get like maybe 20% a totem on totem. So like comparing that to now, this feels like a breeze. It just feels so much faster than it used to. I haven't trained a character to 250 in like a year, so yo, the EXP rates are so much better than they used to be. I will say though, off toteming does seem a little bland in my opinion. I can definitely understand where a lot of newer players or mid-game players are coming from when they, were a little upset with the removal of totems. I don't even think it's necessarily a big thing for like the EXP, because the EXP is still really good. I don't really know how to describe it. It's not like boring, but it's just, maybe it's just because I was used to totems and stuff. Training without them, it just is weird. It just feels a little unrewarding while training in terms of nodes. But again, just a change that we're all gonna have to go through. Although I did get a couple totems during this 250 hyper burn, I did do most of it off totem, and I will say it really wasn't that bad. After Final Edge of Light 6, I did move to LH2, where I was fortunate enough to get another totem donated. Jett clears LH2 so freely. It's actually so brain dead. Like, you just sit, you don't move. Well, I mean, you move left and right, but it triple plats Like, you don't have to jump, you don't have to do anything. Your summons clear the left and right, and you pretty much just attack left and right. Probably some of the most brain dead training I've ever done. The hitbox on Jett's mobbing is actually like really big. It doesn't seem like it's as big as it is, but it usually will double plat if not triple plat. After LH2, I did go to LH6 and surprisingly was able to get almost max kill rate. I think if I was doing maximum effort, I could definitely hit the max kill rate. I think I was getting around 17.5k mobs. Again, the rotation is pretty straightforward. Put the Urda summon at the bottom left, put your bug at the bottom right, and then just rotate left and right. LH6 is actually very chill. I know LH6 is one of those maps where people think it's really sweaty. You do have another summon like Jett does, aka the bug. Makes maps like this so easy to clear, and you just get these high kill rates. Actually really crazy. So I stayed here all the way until level 250. Once I reached level 250, I decided that I wasn't gonna push this Jett any further. I know at the beginning I said maybe liberate it, maybe push past 250. I just don't like this character that much, I'm not gonna lie. It feels, like, I don't know, it just feels so bland. I don't really know how to describe it. I know it's like a special class and everything, like it definitely has its uniqueness, but I'm just not a huge fan of it. Gonna leave it at a 250 bossing meal. I did decide to cube off all of the miso drop gear as well, so we did go for 2-line stat. And yeah, I hope that this thing is able to do slime and easy lucid. I know that Jett just isn't one of the strongest bossing meals, but in the episode after this one, we're gonna do a full bossing review of this class at level 250. This thing is sitting around 24k stats, so it should do everything pretty comfortably. I really did enjoy this hyperburn. I hope that Maplestory does release more hyperburns in the future. Just gives us more incentive to play different classes. Getting to level 250, it's just fun to train again at these lower levels as well. Since you level up so fast nowadays, it is fun just to mess around and play a character that you enjoy. For the next hyperburn, I highly recommend, you know, if you did a character that you didn't necessarily enjoy, but you just did it for like a Legion grid, I highly recommend playing a character next hyperburn that you just really want to play. Like, don't focus on like the gains that it can make your account, just really do it just because you want to enjoy it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It is completely free. If you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like, and as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.